this is Phoenix for Holistic Transformation, and this is my second full moon report. This is going to be for the 16th of September 2016, although this energy normally is like a 3-day halo with the full moon, so looking at the 15th, 16th and 17th, where that energy is going to be around. We've got a lot of things to go through, but I'm going to try and keep this as succinct as I can. We've got 2 T-crosses, we've got 4 planets in retrograde, we have the lunar eclipse at this full moon time, so there's quite a lot of maybe rising resentment, frustration and anger right now. You know, if you're not feeling it, that's great. You may have already worked through some of these things, but for the rest of us, we could be getting lots of frustration and anger and resentment coming up if we don't watch it. It's not that we don't feel it, but we need to acknowledge it and work through it and move on, as opposed to just kind of sitting into that stagnant energy. Because if we sit in that energy for too long, then we're going to be manifesting darker things rather than looking at the positive. These things often come to us to work through and clear. Those of you that have been doing a lot of karmic clearing right now might understand more about that. There's a real time of letting go right now. September, that Virgo energy is quite good at kind of getting back down to earth, in effect, and grounding. And we've got the polarity of of 2 kind of mutable signs. We've got earth and water. So we've got we start with the sun. The sun is in Virgo. Reliable, trustworthy, hardworking Virgo. You know, time for kind of getting ready for the harvest. You know, you're gonna be reaping what you sow. And then you've got mutable Pisces, that water. It's the beginning and the end of the zodiac, and it's a very interesting combination, this two, because the moon and the sun are always in opposition to each other during a full moon. That's what kind of makes that connection. It becomes that polarity between the 2 opposite signs, and they really go head to head at a full moon, where it's the self-expression, that creativity. You know, it's the outward of me, this is the sun, versus the inner emotional self, which is the moon. So Virgo and Pisces will share some qualities, although sometimes they will be at polar opposites to each other, and that's the basic of how the zodiac works. So it would be good to talk about the background story that we've got going on right now, which is also that we've got 2 T-squares going on. We've got a cardinal and a mutable one. The mutable one is already, you've got the sun and you've got the moon in opposition to each other. But then they're joined right at the top. There's another mutable right at the top, and that mutable is Mars in Sagittarius, which is a kind of adventurous, expressive, kind of angry self. It's looking for answers, and that joins in the equation with the moon and the sun. We've also got Chiron in Pisces as well, so that's kind of adding. Some wounds are coming up to be healed during this, but the T-square is really amplifying the polarity between the sun and the moon as well. If you're not feeling angry, that can be really good. But this is a great time for letting go. And with this combination, it can mean that there's a lot of anger to release. It doesn't mean that you have to go hell-bent on destruction, sort of breaking things and, you know, just tell everybody they're expletive deleted. You know, you don't have to do it that way. You can release this in a good way, not holding it in, because these things are there to be released. But it's all about working out why I'm angry right now. And if you're not sure, you're just feeling the anger, it's great to kind of write down or journal, put something together to try and express why you're angry, and then at some point you'll be able to see why do you feel this. You know, why am I angry? I'm because of this and this and this. half the time it's nothing to do with what you actually think you're angry at. There's a bigger picture behind it. And that's what this T-square is here to kind of help us with, this immutable T-square. So it's not the cardinal, it's not leading, and it's not fixed. We've got mutable energy here, so we've got quite an interesting combination. We've got earth and we've got the water, and the water and the earth together, mutable. They're trying to find each other, but you can end up being in mud. It's, you know, you get stuck in the mud with this combination. Both of these signs do have a kind of dark side to them, and the dark side of Virgo and with Pisces, and I say that dark side, it's not like this is a terrible thing, but this is the energy that comes with the signs. It's not all love and light. There's the other bits to deal with. There's the shadow aspects of each sign that we've got. And the dark side to both of these is becoming skeptical, manipulative, wanting to control other people, and really it kind of breeds this frustration and anger. The skeptical side of both Pisces and Virgo can come out being very, very critical of other people, of yourself. You know, nothing's right, nothing's going right. And then you bring out Mars in Sagittarius. Mars is the angry planet. Mars is that driver, and it's in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is there looking, I'm angry, why am I angry, la la la. And it's producing this T-square that's really going to amplify everything that's wrong right now. Everything that can be let go right now is going to be coming up because of this full moon, because of this eclipse. Boom, it's going to hit you. And if it hits you, go with the flow, go with the anger. Do not just suppress it. Try and channel it as best you can into something positive. Like I said about maybe making a journal or journeying on it, and try and find why you're angry. Kind of breathe through it, but acknowledge the anger is there. It is there for a reason. It's serving a purpose, and you don't need to feel any kind of guilt or frustration because of that. It's all amplifying right now, and if you feel it building up, just know that that's okay right now. You don't have to kind of just hide it, or, you know, especially for men, we don't like expressing our feelings and emotions. So if we're feeling angry, we kind of just hold it deep down inside, and we're not going to talk about it ever again. That's just what it is. Life's unfair. Life's a bit bleh. It's not helpful. And at this time, if you are able to, allow that anger to manifest into something else, because it's going to drive you. It can drive you into making the changes. Once you've worked out what's wrong, which is what this aspect gives us, is if we can work out what's wrong, then we can go into solution mode and we look at how we change things and how we make things better. So that's what we're looking at this time. We've also got a cardinal T-square going on. So we've got Uranus in Aries. We've got, and that's opposite Venus. Venus is in Libra, which is very much at home right now. So you've got those two going against each other, which is also quite an interesting little tale between the two of those. And that's facing, Pluto is up in Capricorn still. It's going to be in Capricorn for a while yet. It's retrograde. It's kind of going backwards. It's at 14 degrees again, which is like, it feels like it was about a year ago that it was in 14 degrees, and it's there again. Pluto's come in to kind of check with this. It's gone, okay, we've got this real tension, this feeling right now, almost like a challenge on relationships right now, and you might end up having a big argument. You might end up having, you know, like the frustrations and the angers are going to come out in relationships. So whether that's with a partner or with family, with friends, things might be coming to a head. But if you are, you know, forewarned is forearmed, if you know that that's coming, don't panic, because there's going to be a solution. There's going to be, you know, calmer heads are going to prevail, but you need to speak your truth. And if your truth is coming out in anger, try and channel it in the nicest way possible. Don't just shout or, you know, what, you know, definitely don't get violent, but if it needs to come out, let it come out in a natural way. Pluto's intervention, being in Capricorn, could bring some earthy goodness to this to this T-square. These are cardinal signs, so these are leading things to a head. It can be leading relationships. It could be, you know, driving us forward. Venus in Libra is all about equality, equity in relationships. It's about communicating. It's moving forward. But Uranus and Aries isn't so generous and forthcoming, and it's really challenging to a head. So we're gonna see what that brings, but just know that if you're going through struggles in a relationship right now, they may get amplified at this full moon. But resolution can come from this, and that doesn't mean that if you break up that you're going to get back together again. But you may get a resolution that you don't need to hang on to each other anymore. That you can find that ground is like, okay, we are, thanks to Capricorn, in Pluto. Okay, maybe we're friends, and you know this doesn't work in such a way. If you were going out, or as family, it's like, okay, well, we don't really get on that well, so we need to kind of just decrease the intensity of, or you know, the frequency that we see each other, and then we'll try and get on at those times that we do. We'll try and find that middle ground, but that's being brought in because of Pluto and Capricorn. So hopefully solutions are on their way. And you might have found quite recently with Mercury still being retrograde, it's in Virgo, it'll be around 17 degrees at the point, that there's been different ways of looking at things, and we've got different planets as well. Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn is retrograde. You've got Neptune in Pisces, that's retrograde, and Uranus in Aries is retrograde. So these retrograde actions have led us to see things in a different way, finding a different way of communicating, a different way of learning, different ways of perceptions, different way of getting on. All of these challenges coming up at this kind of critical time. I'm really thankful that Jupiter's moved into Libra, but that's a really good thing, and that's going to help us right now. Effectively, the real message from this time is not to lose your head. You may get angry, you probably will get angry, but don't get lost into all of that, because, you know, again, talking about the dark side of Virgo and Pisces is the one that just sits. It sits in that, it festers and it grows, and it can make you quite bitter, resentful, hateful. And that's not what the anger's there to do. The anger is there to highlight to you. It's just one of those sort of flags. It's a highlight to you that something's wrong, and then once you know that something's wrong, we can look at changing it. That's one of our tools for learning. It's not always the nicest way, but sometimes it's the direct way. Sometimes it's the only way that we're going to learn from this. So just know that, you know, the solutions are coming, and we've got help. We've got help in these T-squares. We've got help with the eclipse. We've got full-on energy to come for the next couple of days. And after the storm comes the calm. We're going to feel a lot better at the end of it if we don't hang on to it. If we can let it go, if we can let the waters of Pisces wash over us, so we don't get stuck in the mud and we move forward, then we're going to be a whole lot better for it. So the full moon mantra is, if at first I lose my head in things that do not matter most, I will come back to earth in time to make that celebration toast. And that's toast in the form of a drink, not in the form of bread that's gone in the toaster or under the grill. Just to make that clear. So I'll say it again. If at first I lose my head in things that do not matter most, I will come back to Earth in time to make that celebration toast. Get the bubbly ready for a couple of days' time. We're moving on, we're moving forward. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we're still getting rid of, but it's getting ready for 2017 and 2018, which are really developing years. You know, this year has been hard. This summer has been quite difficult for a lot of us. You know, and there's still some things to do, but we're getting there. We're making this progress, and all of this growth is helping everybody else. There's a knock-on effect to all of this, so don't worry about it. Thank you very much for watching this video, the full moon report. You can, if you've liked it, please click like. You can subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. You can visit my website to check out all the things that I do. Also, if you're interested in Egyptian energy, then look at kavasum.com. This is the Egyptian interdimensional healing that I also do. Thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon. This is Phoenix signing off. Goodbye.